Hey guys, and welcome back to my countdown to Endgame, counting down the MCU movies leading into Avengers Endgame. Today I'm talking about the final installment of the Captain America series, Captain America Civil War. So with this being the last Captain America movie in its standalone series, I just wanted to say how much each movie improved as it went on to each sequel, and I think it's one of the best individual standalone series within the whole MCU. First Avenger was a great movie in Phase 1. Winter Soldier was a turning point in the MCU, like I've said before, and this one still had something new to offer us and different from the other movies. So this movie overall is about the after effects a superhero may go through after saving the world. Here with the recent events in New York City, Washington DC, Sokovia, and here at the beginning of the film in Lagos, the Avengers have saved the Earth once again, but not without some consequences. There's been damage, lives have been lost, so with that, the government decides to keep them in check by creating the Sokovia Accords. With these accords, the UN pretty much controls the Avengers, telling them when and when not to go for certain missions if the world needs it. The Avengers then divide, with Captain America leading the team that are against it, while Iron Man leads the ones that are for it. And later on we meet our other new characters, T'Challa and his father, which gets killed by Winter Soldier, prompting Black Panther to go after him, as well as Spider-Man when Iron Man is recruiting him to be on his team. What I liked about this movie is how they were able to pack in all these characters and still make it work, kind of like how they did with Age of Ultron. You have the majority of the cast from the past Avengers movies, along with William Hurt, who is portraying General Ross once again. We last saw him in Incredible Hulk, and I'm glad they kept the same actor in order to have that little connection to that movie. Along with them, you got a lot of new faces, something that everyone was so happy to see. Black Panther is making his debut in this movie, played by Chadwick Boseman. Tom Holland is Spider-Man. And then you have a kind of a background villain in this movie, Daniel Bruhl, who's playing Helmut Zemo. And he holds the Avengers responsible for killing his family in the Sokovia battle in Age of Ultron. So he's taking revenge on them and trying to get them to pretty much kill each other. Two things I said about this movie that I really liked when I did my ranking video is that, one, this is a movie that doesn't really have a major villain. You don't have an Ultron, you don't have a Thanos. If anything, you have Helmut Zemo, who was kind of a background villain, like I said before, and he's orchestrating everything that's going on in order for the Avengers to kill each other. But this is all about the Avengers mainly on a subject, in this case the Sokovia Accords, that they don't agree with. You have a team that wants it, another team that doesn't want it, so it creates conflict. Their trust is tested, their friendships are tested, and this is something you haven't really seen in a superhero type of movie where the major conflicts and battles are against our heroes. That leads into my second reason why I like it about the battle sequences. This probably has my favorite battle, and that's when they're at the airport and they're all fighting against each other. If you know the comic book Civil War, you know that almost every Marvel character was involved in Civil War. Granted, they couldn't do that with this movie, but for the amount of characters they had, they made it work. But I just think that this sequence and everything else that happens earlier in this film is done so well. And the Russo brothers, this is their second movie they directed. They'd go on to direct Infinity War and then Endgame. So they know their stuff. They know comic books. They know how to write. So it'd be wise for Marvel to keep the Russo brothers for any future MCU movies. So here's an interesting anniversary fact that I liked. When the movie debuted in 2016, it coincided with 3 other anniversaries. Captain America celebrated his 75th anniversary from when he debuted in the comics. Black Panther celebrated his 50th. And then Civil War, the story itself, celebrating its 10th. Coincidence? In regards to this movie connecting with the rest of the MCU and then with Endgame, like I said before with Winter Soldier, this is a movie that doesn't really talk about the Infinity Stones. It's not about that. People say that Thanos is kind of manipulating everything that's going on, including this, but I think this is just a movie that's going on with them dealing with Sokovia Accords. With the MCU, though, a lot to connect with. For one, it's the evolution of this team. They break up in this film, and then they get back together in Infinity War and an Endgame in order to defeat Thanos. And then, of course, you have the 2 post-credit scenes that feature 2 of the superheroes that we will see in their own standalone films. One with Spider-Man.
His friend was huge. Like, huge. Way better. Thank you.
Okay, tough guy.
Love you, May. Hey, can you shut the door?
The other scene being Black Panther.
Thank you for this.
Your friend and my father, they were both victims. If I can help one of them find peace.
You know, if they find out he's here, They'll come for him.
Let them try.
But this is a great movie, and I recommend it to anyone, even those that are not really into superhero movies, because it's something we can all relate to when we all disagree about something. It's just different writing compared to other superhero movies. Tell me in the comments below what you think of this movie, if you love it or if you hate it, if it's in your top 5 like it is with mine. For my next video, I will be doing Doctor Strange. That's one I'm really looking forward to because he's one of my favorite characters that I grew up reading the comic books. So hopefully I'll have that up maybe by tomorrow night. So keep a lookout for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a good day. I'll see you at the movies.